Stop sabotaging your love life. How to overcome relationship anxiety. Relationship anxiety is a common experience that many individuals encounter. It's characterized by persistent feelings of doubt and insecurity, accompanied by an ongoing need for reassurance from one's partner. This form of anxiety doesn't just appear out of the blue. It often stems from deep-seated attachment patterns formed during early childhood. These patterns, if insecure, can manifest as a constant worry about the stability and security of one's relationship. Understanding the origins of relationship anxiety can be a key step in addressing it. Often, it's linked to how one was attached to their primary caregivers in their formative years. If these early attachments were fraught with uncertainty or inconsistency, it might lead to developing an insecure attachment style. This style carries into adult relationships, where one might find themselves needing frequent validation to quell their fears. Navigating through the complexities of relationship anxiety requires patience and often the support of a professional. Recognizing the signs is crucial: a tendency to doubt the strength of the relationship, a habit of seeking constant reassurance, or experiencing ongoing worry about a partner's commitment. These symptoms can strain relationships, but with awareness and the right tools, individuals can work towards forming more secure attachments. Ultimately, the goal is to foster a secure attachment style that allows for healthy and trusting relationships. This involves building self-awareness, understanding one's anxiety triggers, and developing healthier coping mechanisms. It's a journey towards self-growth and strengthening one's relationships, ensuring that both partners feel secure and valued. With effort and understanding, the chains of relationship anxiety can be broken, paving the way for more fulfilling connections. Imagine the beginning of a relationship that has all the makings of a fairy tale. The exchanges are lively and engaging, with each word and sentiment resonating clearly between the two of you. It's as if the universe has conspired to align your stars, setting the stage for an epic romance. The connection is undeniable, and every moment feels like a step towards a future filled with joy and togetherness. Yet, amidst this blossoming bond, there's a whisper of uncertainty that lingers in the back of your mind. These doubts are subtle, almost imperceptible, but they're persistent enough to give you pause. They're like shadows that fleetingly cross a sunlit path, casting momentary gloom on what should be an unclouded journey. You find yourself questioning, pondering over these hesitations that seem to have appeared out of nowhere. What could these doubts signify? Are they simply the natural apprehensions that accompany the start of something new, or do they hint at deeper concerns that need to be addressed? It's a crossroads that many find themselves at, weighing the promise of what could be against the niggling fears that refuse to be silenced. It's a dance between the heart's desires and the mind's caution, a delicate balance that seeks to find harmony. In the end, the choice to move forward, to embrace the potential of this new relationship, rests in your hands. It's a decision that calls for introspection and honesty, for the courage to confront these doubts head-on. Whether they dissolve under scrutiny or reveal truths that require consideration, they serve as a reminder that even the most promising beginnings are complex and multifaceted. But with understanding and communication, these initial uncertainties can be navigated, paving the way for a love story that's all the more resilient for having faced them. Feeling anxious about a relationship, whether it's established or just beginning, is a common experience that touches many. It's a natural part of valuing someone and the bond you share. Yet, there are times when this anxiety intensifies, becoming a barrier that hinders the growth of a relationship or stops it before it can even blossom. Understanding the roots of relationship anxiety is the first step towards managing it. It's important to recognize the signs: constant worry about the partner's feelings, fear of being inadequate, or dread of potential conflict. These feelings can stem from past experiences, deep-seated insecurities, or external pressures and expectations. Navigating through these turbulent emotions requires patience and often a helping hand. Open communication with your partner, self-reflection, and setting realistic expectations for the relationship can alleviate much of the anxiety. In some cases, seeking guidance from a counselor or therapist can provide the tools to build a stronger foundation for the relationship. Ultimately, the goal is to foster a connection where both individuals feel secure and valued. By confronting and understanding relationship anxiety, couples can work towards a future where their bond thrives, unencumbered by the weight of unfounded fears. Relationship anxiety causes. You may have relationship anxiety when concerns begin to surface and become a regular aspect of a new or existing relationship. Let's examine a few typical reasons. A worried attachment type. The relationship you had with your parents or other caregivers as a child may have contributed to your ongoing doubts about the stability of your partnership or the depth of your partner's affections for you. When a youngster is regularly shown love and affection by their parents or guardians, this might help the child develop a stable attachment type to these relationships. On the other hand, if a youngster experiences cruelty and abandonment occasionally but love and care other times, they could develop a nervous attachment to the people they trust and love. For attention, the child may become attached to these cherished people as a result. Additionally, the youngster might need to be assured of their affection all the time, qualities that could emerge in romantic relationships later in life. Attachment styles play a significant role in how we interact and bond with others, particularly in romantic relationships. An anxious attachment style is one such pattern that can deeply affect individuals. Those with an anxious attachment often find themselves in a whirlwind of self-doubt and worry. They may constantly seek reassurance from their partners, fearing abandonment at the slightest hint of disinterest. This state of perpetual vigilance can be exhausting, not just for them, but also for their partners. The roots of this attachment style often lie in early relationships and experiences. People with anxious attachments may have faced inconsistencies in care and affection during their formative years. As adults, these patterns manifest in their romantic relationships, where they might feel unworthy of love or overly concerned about their partner's commitment. The fear of loss becomes a dominant force, overshadowing the joy and connection that relationships can bring. Understanding and acknowledging this attachment style is the first step towards healing and growth. It's important for individuals with an anxious attachment to recognize their worth independent of their relationships. Therapy and open communication with partners can help in addressing these insecurities. By doing so, they can learn to foster a sense of security within themselves, rather than constantly seeking it from others. In a relationship, both partners play a role in nurturing a healthy bond. For those with an anxious attachment, finding a partner who is patient and understanding can make a world of difference. Together, they can work towards building trust and stability, ensuring that the relationship is a source of support and happiness. With time and effort, the chains of anxious attachment can be broken, paving the way for a more secure and fulfilling partnership. Unfavorable past events. Consider a situation in which a bee stings you. Anytime after that, you can experience some level of dread and become cautious about getting stung again if you hear a buzzing. Relationships can occasionally experience the same thing. A person may get anxious that dating someone else will have the same consequences if they had been in a relationship where their value, beauty, or self-worth were questioned. If this occurs, someone who has been injured in the past could continue to feel tense and doubt the security of the connection and the emotions involved. Poor self-regard. Self-esteem is the foundation upon which we build our lives. It's the inner voice that whispers to us about our worth and value. When this voice is muted or speaks in negative tones, it can cast a long shadow over our well-being. Living with a low sense of self-worth is like walking through life with an anchor tied to your spirit, constantly pulling you down and making you question your place in the world, including the most intimate corners of your heart. In relationships, the presence of robust self-esteem is like a warm, inviting light that assures both partners of their mutual affection and respect. However, when one's self-esteem falters, it can dim this light, leading to a chilling uncertainty. Doubts may creep in, whispering questions that shake the foundation of trust. Am I truly loved? Do I deserve this love? This persistent uncertainty can become a barrier to the open-hearted vulnerability that love requires. Moreover, the specter of low self-esteem can manifest in more insidious ways within a partnership. It can breed a toxic environment where suspicions grow unchecked, where every action is scrutinized for signs of infidelity or disinterest. This can create a vicious cycle where trust is eroded and the relationship's health is put at risk. The joy and comfort that should come from a loving partnership are overshadowed by fear and insecurity. To nurture a relationship, it is essential to cultivate a garden of self-esteem within oneself. This means learning to recognize your inherent worth and to silence the critical inner voice that undermines your confidence. It's about building a fortress of self-belief that can withstand the storms of doubt and insecurity. When we stand firm in our self-worth, we create a stable foundation for a relationship to flourish, filled with trust, respect, and genuine affection. Only then can we truly open our hearts and embrace the love that we both give and receive. Ineffective communication. Open communication is the cornerstone of a strong relationship. When couples freely share their feelings, discuss the current state of their union, and plan their future together, it fosters a deep sense of security and trust. However, when these conversations are absent, it may indicate underlying concerns about the partner's affection or the relationship's longevity. This lack of dialogue can lead to a growing emptiness within the bond that unites them. The absence of open discussions about personal emotions, the relationship's health, or joint aspirations for the future can sometimes signal unease regarding a partner's love or the relationship's direction. When couples avoid these essential topics, it can result in a gap in their connection, potentially intensifying any existing worries. It's crucial for partners to bridge this communication gap to maintain a healthy and fulfilling relationship. Neglecting to engage in heartfelt conversations about each other's feelings, the relationship status, or shared future goals might be indicative of apprehension about the partner's commitment or the relationship's trajectory. This avoidance can create a void in the partnership, amplifying any latent anxieties. It's important for both individuals to address these issues openly to prevent the development of a larger chasm in their relationship. When there is a reluctance to have open dialogues about emotions, the state of the relationship, or plans for the future, it could be a sign of concern over the partner's affection or the relationship's fate. Not addressing these critical matters can lead to a sense of emptiness in the partnership and escalate worry. To nurture a thriving relationship, it's essential for both parties to communicate openly and honestly about these topics. Relationship anxieties effects. It's crucial to understand that not all displays of worry indicate relationship tension before putting a magnifying glass on your behavior in your partnership. It is actually beneficial and encouraged to assess what is working, how communication has changed, and how the two of you are feeling. But if you're always on edge because of the energy you're using to monitor your spouse and their behavior in the relationship, that could be a problem. Love and intimacy are the cornerstones of a fulfilling relationship, but when worry and anxiety creep in, they can cast a shadow over the connection you share with your partner. It's like a persistent fog that obscures the warmth and joy that should naturally flow between two people. This constant state of concern can erode the very foundation of trust and happiness, leading to a distance that feels insurmountable. The specter of anxiety within a relationship is not just a silent threat. It's an active force that can lead to the ultimate fear for many couples, the dissolution of their bond. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy of sorts, where the very act of worrying about the end can hasten its arrival. The stress of what might happen can become so overwhelming that it starts to manifest in reality, chipping away at the love that once seemed unbreakable. Recognizing that you're experiencing relationship anxiety is a crucial step towards reclaiming your sense of self and the health of your partnership. It's like identifying the weeds in a beautiful garden. Once you know they're there, you can begin the work of removing them. This anxiety can be a silent saboteur, stealthily undermining your happiness and the potential for a shared future that's filled with joy and mutual support. But there's a beacon of hope amidst the fog of worry. Actionable steps exist that can lead you out of the anxiety maze and back into the sunlight of a healthy relationship. These steps are like a map, guiding you through the rough terrain of doubt and fear and towards a place where you can once again feel the full, unburdened love for your partner. It's about taking control of the situation, understanding the triggers of your anxiety, and learning the strategies to navigate through them. By embracing these strategies, you can fortify your relationship against the storms of anxiety. It's about building a resilient bond that can weather the ebbs and flows of life's uncertainties. With commitment and effort, you can transform the quality of your life and your relationship, ensuring that anxiety no longer holds the power to dictate the terms of your love and happiness. It's a journey worth taking, for the reward is a future filled with the promise of love and intimacy, unmarred by the shadows of fear. How to get rid of relationship anxiety. Thankfully, there are strategies to assist manage or even eliminate relationship anxiety symptoms. Here are some alternatives to think about. Express your emotions. It's critical to be open and honest with your spouse about any anxieties, expectations, or future goals in order to prevent worry. Discuss obstacles and any doubts you may have. This will always be preferable than creating hypothetical situations with only the worst possible consequences. Clear communication with your partner helps to eliminate doubts that can breed worry and create space for a healthy enjoyment of the connection. Savor the moment right now. It's usually a good idea to cut that thought short and focus on the here and now when you find yourself wondering about the future of your partnership. It is only detrimental to your present happiness to wonder if your significant other will still find you attractive in a few months or if they will still be in your life in 5 years. Rather, it burdens you with anxiety over things that might not even happen in the future. To control your fears, appreciate the world as it is, and relish the joy of being with someone you have chosen and who has chosen to be with you right now. Face your fears. Embracing your fears while trying to overcome them may seem counterintuitive, yet this is one of the best strategies for managing your emotions. Is your anxiety a result of a broken relationship in the past? It's possible that you struggle with your self-perception, which is the reason you worry that you're not good enough for love. Examining the causes of your relationship anxiety might assist you in identifying these problems and addressing them head-on. Go to therapy. In some cases, seeking professional assistance in managing your anxiety could be the best course of action for controlling it. You can get the right support to alter unhealthy and unhelpful beliefs about your value as a person, your attitude toward your relationship, and yourself through therapy. Additionally, therapy can teach you how to control your anxiety so that the connection is not permanently harmed. It seems sense to worry occasionally about something you care about a great deal. Relationships are no different. Though genuine, worries about your partner's emotions toward you can easily spiral out of control and endanger your personal health. This is particularly noticeable when you have persistent obsessions about things like who your spouse is talking to, if the relationship will last, and other symptoms associated with relationship anxiety. Fortunately, there are strategies for controlling anxiety in relationships and candid communication of concerns, difficulties, hopes with your spouse is one of the most effective ones. You might also courageously confront the causes of your relationship anxieties. Therapy, however, can assist in altering negative thought patterns and notions of self-worth if more assistance is needed to get things under control. Hi, I am Eve.